Hodgson, their captain and fullback. Then they go Cudjoe, Lolisi, Fatuira and David Hodgson, Brown and Robinson, the same backline that got them to Wembley. Up front, Crabtree, Moore, Mason, Wild, Fulton and Kermond. And the bench is occupied by Aspinwall, Fayumu, Griffin and Sculthorpe. For the coach, Nathan Brown. Bradford have got Halley at fullback, Sharif, Platt, Nero and Tajulala, Sykes and Deacon, who's the captain. Forwards, Scruton, Godwin, Lynch, Langley, Morrison and Menzies. And the bench here occupied by Burgess, Cook, Kopchak and Donaldson. And the coach is Steve McNamara. So Bradford, they ruled the roost in Super League for the first 10 years. The Giants then were simply making up the numbers or being relegated. Boy, how the tables have changed in around about 12 months. But this Bradford team won 42-18 at Harlequins last week. Only their second win in their last 8. And after winning at the Celtic Crusaders, it means they arrive today after back-to-back wins. But Huddersfield, can they complete a league double over Bradford for the first time in 40 years? They won at Odsal for the first time in a league game since November '69, when they won 16-12 in February. It was the first hint of a fantastic season that was about to unfold. And hasn't Brett Hodgson been the key figure for them this year? The Huddersfield supporters, they believe, according to their chairman Ken Davey, they'll be taking around 20,000 people to Wembley. And the big challenge for everybody here at the Gulf Farm Stadium is to make sure that that 20,000 turn up here week after week to see the Huddersfield Giants. Certainly the way they are playing in 2009, they deserve support like that. It's been a majestic season so far. At times they've been a little bit camera shy, the Huddersfield Giants, but will they have best foot forward in front of the Sky Sports cameras tonight? We'll see over the next 80 minutes. We're underway. Brett Hodgson kick-off, bounces a little unkindly, but is picked up by Ricky Sharif. Game's in motion, pitch, as you would expect here, in magnificent order, and conditions just about perfect for what should be, hopefully, a fast, fluid, open game. But how much has last week taken out of the Giants?
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the Giants take in the first 10 minutes, whether they really want to muscle up. We saw that Warrington did that against Wigan, but then just completely fell apart. 2 quick tries by the Warriors certainly put paid to their chances of a win. But Huddersfield, as you say, Eddie, they've been playing some very, very attractive rugby league, but I think the cornerstone of their success so far has been the big forward pack, the likes of Crabtree and Keith Bateson, who I thought was absolutely sensational in the semi-final. It's a matter of whether Bradford can match them down the middle.
It's Huddersfield now who have possession of the football. And that's Jamal Lolisi, and we will see St Helens against Huddersfield next Friday on Sky Sports 1 and HD1. And of course Huddersfield could be breathing down the necks of both St Helens and Leeds at the top. Saints have now lost 2 in a row, which is a little unusual for them. But Huddersfield, well, this fellow El Crabtree really has, he's epitomised their season. He's a giant in every sense of the word, 6 foot odd, and the size of him.
And the most important factor for the coach, Nathan Brown.
Steve-O, great kick.
Oh, that's play on.
Still in play. Oh, brilliantly off the deck. That's Stephen Wild. This is Brett Hodgson. What a start for the Giants. And what a try for the Giants. If it's given by the video referee, Richard Silverwood. He wants to see what happened close to the touchline when they were chasing that little dink through.
Well, they're all onside. That's the most important factor as far as the video referee, which is Richard Silverwood tonight. And David Halley gets a fingertip to this, knocks it forward under pressure. David Hodgson, or is it Hodgson that flicks it back? Either way, it's play on. And what about the flick from Fatuira? Super stuff. And tiptoe through the tulips. How many times has he done that this year? He's a hero here. Brett Hodgson has helped turn the Giants into a great outfit. It's a confirmation. An early start for the Giants is TRY.
Brett Hodgson got the first try last week. He has got the first try tonight. And there was a little smile on the face there of Nathan Brown, the Huddersfield Giants coach. There's the possible man of steel in 2009, Brett Hodgson. Such has been his influence on this place, and certainly we just saw a leading candidate for Coach of the Year in Nathan Brown.
Super kick. Kevin Brown, he really has been the architect for so many wins by Huddersfield this year. But the quick hands, that was great stuff. Stephen Wild involved in it as well. It has been a wonderful combination that Nathan Brown has put together around this wonderful acquisition from down under. Can he add the extra 2 points? He'll lift the roof if this goes over.
10 tries for him now, 75 goals, make that 76 goals. And the Huddersfield Giants have an early lead. It's 6 points to nil.
It's always been a problem by the Bulls throughout this season, is that they really just fall apart at times when they should be concentrating. He'll be happy, Nathan Brown, and why not? But the architect, so many times, he's brought so much faith into these players. The likes of Kevin Brown, Luke Robinson, they've come up with the error. It looks like Mason's lost control of it.
He has. Mason was hit with a very heavy challenge as he drove that ball out, and it just dropped. Look, bang, out it comes. And Bradford will have possession from the scrum.
And Bradford are a dangerous side to play against tonight, Eddie, for the Huddersfield side. A talented squad, but with little to play for, so it may seem. There's no pressure on them, and yet we'll see whether they have got the ability to live up to the potential. Nice move, though, where they went through the scrum. They're trying things, aren't they? That's the sign of a side who know that, really, tonight's just about playing to the full potential.
Indeed so, and Andy Lynch, he has played to his full potential, to be fair to him, each and every week. Almost 300 career appearances now for Lynch. Deacon then gives the short pass to Steve Menzies, who has just signed a one-year extension to his Bradford contract. He will be here in 2010. And that was Wayne Godwin. That was Nick Scruton. Deacon hands it on to Halley, who promptly drops it. Well, he began the season out on loan at Wakefield. He got a hat-trick last week, and he won't want to see this again.
Nothing wrong with the pass, should have been moving forward. As I said before, the lack of concentration, it's been a complete irritation for the coach, Steve McNamara.
Not the best start for Bradford, and just a very quick hello at this point to Janice Preston, who is a big Bradford Bulls fan. She's watching at home tonight on Sky Sports alongside her brother-in-law, the actor Duncan Preston, who plays Dougie Potts in the TV soap Emmerdale. A couple of things to say about them. Duncan's birthday last week. Not going to tell you how old he is, but Janice has been doing it a bit tough lately. She's getting there, and everyone here at Sky Sports on the Super League wishes you all the best, Janice. Just keep on getting better.
Here to that, Eddie, but I know how old he is. He's older than me.
Nobody is older than you, Steve.
Oh, yes, Duncan is.
I think you might deny that. This is Liam Fulton. That's a lovely kick through. It's collected by Jamal Lalisi. Here is Luke Robinson.
Oh, should have passed.
Should have passed the ball inside.
He's still going, though.
Will-o'-the-wisp is Robinson. Last tackle here for Huddersfield. Quicksilver break from them. Hodgson's involved as he always is. Dab over the top. But it was too deep, and Menzies collects for Bradford.
Pretty smart move as well by Menzies. Not only did he fuse the kick into the corner. Beautiful kick. That's great timing. Concentration. Difference between the two sides in this early 5 minutes.
Michael Platt was the dummy half. The foundation of Huddersfield's season has been built on their defence. They have the best defence in Super League in 2009. And Terry O'Connor, that's what Australian coaches bring to the game. They say down under, don't they? Defence wins matches.
Well, 50% of the time you've got the ball and 50% you've got to defend, and that's where that try came about, because the urgency to push up, and they knew that when the kick had been put in that they had to defend, but David Hodgson was just that urgent, and again that little kick, and that's why they look really good. And there's one person who have got to give a big pat on the back to, and that is Keith Mason. He's been sensational this year.
He has, even though his first involvement tonight was a dropped ball. Sykes is the man who's doing the tackling on Leroy Cudjoe, who plays the ball quickly to Robinson. Oh, that ball has come free. Fulton trying to offload it. Bradford have got it back. Well, defence has been the key for Huddersfield all year, and tonight they're trying to be just a little bit flamboyant.
Well, it was to be expected. Let's face it, the latter part of this season, they really have put together some fine tactical rugby league football. It's been impressive, most enjoyable to watch. Just shows you the confidence that the new coach Nathan Brown has brought to the side.
Sykes on the bounce, it finds Nero, formerly with the Huddersfield Giants. Chris Nero, he joined the Bradford Bulls at the start of 2008. That's Tadulala. Here is Morrison, thought about the pass to Lynch, but Scott Moore was all around him, and with help of Earl Crabtree, Morrison is brought to ground. Morrison, his career at Bradford coming to an end over the next few weeks, of course. This is Langley. Bradford running it on the last. That's the power play. Great defence on show from Huddersfield again.
Bit of lack of discipline as well by Bradford there. They've got the likes of Paul Deacon out there. He can control things with the kicking game. And what do? They hand the ball over. They should have been settling up, get themselves organised, sorted out, kick into the in-goal area, and at least have a chance of getting a repeat set.
David Hodgson gets to his feet. Only Ryan Hall has scored more than his 16 tries this year. At least before this weekend. We don't know who's been on the score sheet, of course, so far this afternoon. But definitely he has been one of the stars of the Huddersfield show, David Hodgson. There's Mason. He gets it away to Robinson. Robinson, another star for Huddersfield. And Paul Cullen, who watches each and every match for the Boots and All segment on a Wednesday evening, he says that Luke Robinson has probably been Huddersfield's star performer this year. Been consistent each and every week.
Yeah, and I think that's another thing that the Australian coach Brown has brought to this side, in as much that, you know, Kevin Brown, Luke Robinson, they were very much individual style players and not so much going towards team effort. But it's a different case this year. They're all doing their bit.
And to be fair, Steve, they're playing behind a pack that's going forward and winning that groundwork.
Great offload there, though. Ball coming to Tadulala, the Fijian international, goes down under pressure from three Huddersfield defenders. This is Paul Deacon, gives it back to Menzies. Platt now, and there's space here for Sharif, but he couldn't get the ball away to Sharif down this right-hand touchline. Menzies waits dummy half. Oh, an untidy ball from Menzies, but was picked up nonetheless. That was Scruton, and that was forward.
Yeah, no advantage. He'll put down the scrum. It's been a difficult time for the coach, Steve McNamara. Being put under a lot of pressure midway through the season, of course. He got the dreaded vote of confidence. There's the forward pass from the board of directors.
Eddie, coming to the game, I was interested to see how Huddersfield would back up that Challenge Cup victory. We saw the other winners from the Challenge Cup semi-final, Warrington, struggle on Friday night. And of course, we know that St Helens have lost as well. But Huddersfield have started this game with a very impressive performance, both in attack and I would also say in defence. If you look at a guy, number 16, Keith Mason, just watch when the Huddersfield Giants have to defend, how keen and willing he is to get back on side and then put his opponents under pressure. Some really good indicators that the mindset of the Giants is a good one tonight.
Well, he's coming into his pomp, isn't he? He's 27 years of age, Keith Mason, and Terry O'Connor's a great advocate of this. Prop forwards don't really hit their straps till they get to about 30. Is that right, Terry?
No, they keep going, they keep on maturing like a good wine, Eddie. But this is it now. He always lays the platform for the likes of Earl Crabtree and Luke Robinson to play off the back up. He's got a really quick play of the ball, and that's why this Huddersfield side are so exciting.
Yes, they are exciting. The Huddersfield Giants, they've won 7 in a row since losing to Castleford on June the 19th. 6 of those victories in Super League. If they win here, they will emulate their best ever sequence in the Super League competition. That was set in 2007. It really has been a year of firsts almost for the Huddersfield Giants this year. And they are dark horses for this Super League title at Old Trafford. They've got to be regarded as such because they're right behind the leading 2 at the moment. This is Langley for Bradford.
5. Move.
Last tackle, Huddersfield have restricted the Bulls to their own half. Deacon jinks away from Stephen Wild. Not the best kick, I'm afraid.
Poor kick. It's as though they really don't want to be out there.
First.
They're very lackadaisical. And we saw they struggled to get anywhere near the halfway line in their set of 6. The kick, okay, they was put under pressure. Paul Deacon had to take a step, but the kick straight down the throat.
Paul Fatuira for Huddersfield goes down on tackle number 3.
And wait.
I wonder if Callum
Wait,
Parkinson
go.
is watching this match tonight. He's in Leeds General Infirmary. He was injured badly in a road accident about 10 weeks ago.
Wait.
He's a massive rugby league fan and a Huddersfield Giants fan. And they all want to say from the Gulf Farm Stadium anyway that Callum should stay strong and keep on getting better. And that's another one that we echo those sentiments, of course. And there's I've noticed tonight there's a flag, especially for Callum, somewhere here in this main stand on this side of the field. So he's obviously an important supporter for the Giants. 12.5 minutes gone, and Huddersfield leading 6 points to 0. Andy Lynch.
Third. Move.
He's been
Overtake,
consistent
Keith. And
all
wait.
year.
Go.
1 Great Britain international cap, 5 for England. This is Sykes. Now it's with Halley, and Halley will cut back inside. Weaving run from Dave Halley.
4.
But a very good
Feet.
controlled defence by the Huddersfield outfit. They weren't being sucked in. Look as they come as a unit. That is great defence. They're so confident. They talk to each other all the time, put themselves in a good position.
Crossfield kick. This could be dangerous. Sharif is underneath it. Oh, it's bounced kindly for Michael Platt. He'll score here. Michael Platt will score the try, but I don't know whether Phil Bentham will give it. He hasn't. He's going to hand this upstairs for Richard Silverwood to check whether Platt and company out here were onside. He certainly got up above David Hodgson. Great kick from Sykes.
Sure was, got plenty of height right into the corner. I think he's onside. And Michael Platt playing in the centres tonight. He has out-jumped them all. That looks okay as far as I'm concerned. Richard Silverwood, the video referee, will now see if there's any interference. No, not as far as I'm concerned. They just out-jumped David Hodgson. And I think that this will be given.
Does he ground the ball though? I mean, Huddersfield are one of the best sides at trying to keep their opponents off the ground. They did it successfully against St Helens last week. They've done it so many times in Super League this season.
Well, this will confirm it, Phil.
Oh, might be a knock-on by
yeah.
Sharif.
Yeah, and I think he's had to reach forward. So that'll be a knock-on. Well spotted, Eddie. Sharif knocks it forward, and then does Platt come from an onside position? No.
Oh, it's off Platt's fingers.
Either way, this will be wiped out. I don't think it'll be a try.
Well, if Platt catches it and
It's a
then
try.
goes over to
Yeah.
score and ground it, it's the grounding then that I would be more concerned with.
Don't think it's
Does he
touched
get it?
Sharif. I don't think it's touched Sharif, having looked at that one.
Oh, he's caught it. Now
Well,
then,
if
can
that's-
Hodgson and Fatoira prevent him from grounding it? Probably not.
No, he's got it down. Well spotted. I thought perhaps Sharif got a fingertip to it, and there's to be confirmation it will be the TRY. And they fought their way back, yeah. He needed that.
He did, because that's his first try since April for Michael Platt. He's played in 3 of the last 4 games after having 4 matches out injured, and he got a try here last year in a very narrow 24-25 defeat.
Well, Sykes certainly picked out the fact that David Hodgson, he never really went up for it. Never got himself ready for it. And it was a minor decision by Silverwood, and he had the extras.
Wonderful kick from Paul Deacon, and Bradford have fought their way back into the match. It's 6 apiece here at the Gulf Farm.
Well, Paul Sykes is a player who's fighting his way back. Less than 12 months ago, he was representing England in the World Cup, Eddie. He had a difficult season, but recently moved to the stand-off position, puts in an excellent kick that allows Platt to get the first Bradford try and give them some optimism and maybe even some enthusiasm that was perhaps lacking from 1 or 2 of the players in the opening 10 minutes.
Yes, they're certainly at the pace of it now, but that's a thundering challenge from Earl Crabtree. You might remember that Bradford provided the opposition when Huddersfield made their bow in Super League in 1998 here. And Bradford won that night, 38 points to 6. It really did ruin the party. And they might ruin the Wembley party here, because this is Nero now, up that touchline. It's a great run from Chris Nero, halted by Robinson. But the momentum suddenly is with the Bradford Bulls. This is Deacon. Deacon with a chip over the top, looking for Sharif. He finds it. Great chip. Here is Langley. Back it comes to Platt. spun then into the middle to Halley. Halley will feed it wide. They've got 3 against 1, and they're in for the try with Nero. But will they go back and look at possible obstruction? No, they won't. Chris Nero, a fantastic Bradford try. That was a wonderful try, one side of the field to the other, begun by this fellow who made a wonderful run down the left-hand touchline. The ball was then brought across to the other side of the field via a fantastic kick, and then it was 3 against 1 out wide, and Bradford over. They lead.
Super hands just kept it alive, and what about the kick from Deacon? Well, all of a sudden they've just woken up, haven't they? Back on the inside from Sharif. Keep it going, come on fellas. Oh, they got caught there. The sliding defence is acting out there, you can see. They've had to hang back. Lalisi, late from here. It was a wonderful effort, wasn't it? Deacon knew what was happening. Well, they were asleep for the first 6 or 7 minutes. Not anymore. Morrison says, go, go. That is an excellent try.
Yes, Chris Nero, who was here for quite some time, and he had his best year for try scoring at Huddersfield, 16 in 2005. That's his 7th in 2009, and Deacon has added another. Excellent kick from Paul Deacon, and Bradford lead 12-6. And Steve McNamara, his men won last week, and they're really playing well now.
There you see a sliding defence, and all of a sudden you've got someone out there, Lalisi, that failed to move up. He's left with a very difficult job indeed. They had the numbers. Any one of them could have scored, but the man who started it, there he is, Chris Nero. What a change around.
Yes, it really is. And suddenly Bradford have got a real spring in their step. And they have the penalty because Sykes tried to get off the ground, play the ball quickly, and Danny Kermond just simply wouldn't allow it. First penalty of the match.
Try to turn him over.
So what's the second effort, lads?
On the culprit. Well, that's an amazing stat, isn't it? St Helens, beaten semi-finalists. They led Hulkington Rovers. They got beaten. Warrington did the same against Wigan. They led early. They got beaten easy. Is this going to be a repeat of it?
We'll see. Bradford ahead, 12-6, coming up to the 18th minute. And suddenly there's movement all over the park for Bradford. This is Glenn Morrison. He'll join Wakefield next year, so he's in the last few weeks of his career with the Bradford Bulls. He's been a fantastic servant to them as well.
Move, go. Danny!
Godwin.
Gone 10.
Someone who will be staying at Bradford and will be contesting the hooking role with Heath Lestrange, who will join next year from Manly. Another kick here from Deacon. It's another dangerous kick as well. Tadulala's after it.
Did well, Cudjoe, though, under pressure.
Well played by the young man. Now then, Huddersfield with work to do to get out of their own territory.
2. Move. Hold Bradford. Go.
Brett Hodgson plays the ball. Here's Mason again.
Move.
Bradford now hunting the mistake, 12 metres away from the Huddersfield line.
Full credit to the Bradford coach, Steve McNamara. He's obviously realised that it will be difficult to get right down this central defence of Huddersfield, which is very, very strong, has been throughout this season. And they're opting for the kicks into the corner.
Oh, big hit there by Scruton on Mason. Felt that. Gets a pat on the back from Wayne Godwin as well, and Mason gingerly to his feet. Robinson, this is the last. Liam Fulton
40, and he's clear.
Hoiks the kick down the middle, not the best really, and here comes Dave Halley for the Bradford Bulls.
It would have been far better served to kick right down into the corner. There was no one there. Huddersfield wing at the Bradford wing had not gone back.
Tadulala gets the ball away, and who is going to get their first Bradford art in the shape of Sam Burgess, who's off the bench. Morrison to Lynch. He's halted, tackle number 3, about 20 metres away from the Huddersfield line. Burgess again, who, according to the former Bradford chairman Chris Casely, who is now acting as Burgess's manager, if he was allowed to leave now, would have the pick of a team in the NRL in Australia. Great ball wide. Sharif. Still Sharif. That was touch,
Back
was
to
it?
6.
It was by Robinson. Don't need 6. Sykes is in. Paul Sykes for the Bradford Bulls. They're running hot. Robinson went for the interception, only got fingertips to it, and Bradford over for the third try in what, 7 minutes? About that. And Sykes, his birthday this week, and he's just 43 points short now of 1,000 in his career.
This is an amazing turnaround. As I say, the opening 7 minutes, they were just lackluster. Didn't want to know, didn't seem to want to defend, didn't seem to want to talk to each other. Then all of a sudden, they come up with a try by Platt, and then add another 2. Nero gets one, and then Sykes makes it 3. Just keeping the ball alive. The Giants' defence, which has been so effective throughout this season, some are going up, others aren't. You could see there, Robinson went for the intercept. Soon as he didn't get it, they were going to get the overlap. And Sykes, try number 3 for the Bulls.
A new 1-year deal signed last month for Paul Sykes. He's been standoff in each of the last 4 matches. And a little better memory than his last appearance here. Last year, he was sent off after the final whistle for dissent. Here now is Paul Deacon to try and add the extras with his 3rd successful kick of the night. And he does not miss those. What a turnaround. 6-0 down after just 2 minutes. It's now 18-6 to the Bradford Bulls. 3 tries in quick succession. Sykes with the 3rd.
Again, the Huddersfield defence, it's sliding and then it stops. You can't just make a decision halfway through. And as soon as they got the ball out wide, what a beautiful offload there for Morrison. Sykes says thank you very much indeed.
They got caught out then, Steve-O, because the line was disjointed. And when Bradford were throwing the ball along the line, some of the defenders were pushing around the back and they weren't continuing in that one line. They look very lackluster. They don't look like they've got as much energy, but they've sent on now, I think, Danny Sculthorpe and Daryl Griffin to add a bit of firepower up that middle of the park.
22 minutes gone. Bradford have conceded Huddersfield have conceded 3 tries to Bradford. You've got to go back to the month of May when Huddersfield last conceded anything like that. They conceded 4 tries in a match then. Are they on the brink of doing exactly that here tonight? Let's get down to Bill for some injury news.
Eddie, I wonder if the absence of Stephen Wilde has anything to do with a bit of defensive disarray for the Giants. Wilde is off the field with a knee problem by the look of things. It's iced up the left knee, and he's sitting on the sidelines at the moment. Also responded to that latest try by withdrawing Mason and Crabtree, and on in place are Sculthorpe and Daryl Griffin. So Nathan Brown feeling that maybe something had to be done.
That's what Paul Sykes brings, Eddie, to the side, some aggression. You need a fast and aggressive standoff, and that's what he's actually provided for Bradford now. You saw him run the ball so well. His kick sets up one of the tries. Maybe the standoff position is his best.
Well, maybe nobody has told the Bradford Bulls that they cannot qualify for Old Trafford, because mathematically it's still possible, but it would mean an awful lot of freak results ahead of them.
Most rugby league players have a memory that goes back at least for 12 months, Eddie. At the start of this season, they played Huddersfield on the home ground and were probably the better side, but lost the match. Couldn't quite convert the chances. And there's a determination probably to put that right wrong. Or that wrong right.
Whatever.
Hold here.
Huddersfield in possession. That's what Bradford have got left. Catalan, Dragons at home. Well, there you are. That could be an interesting one. Salford at home, and Hull, well, they could easily win that as well. So they could win all 6 points. But it means that there's going to be a little bit of a schmozzle going on further up the table ahead of them. And Harlequins haven't done themselves any good over the past couple of weeks. This is Danny Sculthorpe, on loan till the end of the campaign from Wakefield. Can't play in the Cup though, so it's Old Trafford a bust for Danny Sculthorpe. Robinson with the short ball, takes the return, back to Brett Hodgson. Great run from Hodgson.
Beautiful move.
Talented, isn't it?
Beautiful move around the half-back Luke Robinson. A couple around him twice. They're pretty crafty with it, and I must say the introduction of Danny Sculthorpe has had a lot more weight.
Got more. Fayumu stabs the kick in. Well claimed though by Chris Nero. And Bradford survived that particular raid.
That was a great effort. Just a bit of a fumble there from Nero. Good work from Dave Halley.
Wonderful work from Halley. As I say, he started the season on loan. He's now got a new 2-year deal. I mean, I suppose there's a few players who have gone out on loan this year, and thinking what we saw on Friday, the likes of Penny and Pickersgill at Warrington, who've been rejuvenated by their spell at Widnes. And they're all coming back, and they're all looking for new deals and new confidence and new places in the first team.
And that's it, Eddie. Sometimes you need to go out and build your confidence back up, whether you drop down to the Championship or you drop down to a lower club in Super League, and then more pressure is put on you to come up with the goods. And Dave Halley's definitely done that. He's come back from Wakefield and he looks $1 million.
He does.
First.
David Hodgson. They're piling in, aren't they, Bradford? I mean, this is a bit of a local derby as well, isn't it, for these two, Huddersfield and Bradford? And Bradford for so long have been top dogs as far as these two teams are concerned. But just now the pendulum has swung Huddersfield's way. But Bradford are here tonight to prove a point.
Well, they didn't look like it in the opening 7-8 minutes, did they? And you'd say to yourself, but it looks as though they're still on the coach. Oh, what a hit! Oh, what a beauty! Oh, it wasn't finished off. Bird just said, I'm going to have another go. We enjoyed it. I'm not so sure.
Well, Griffin just looked at him and they smiled at each other.
Is that what you call a smile?
I think they just grinned.
If that's the case, you've been laughing at me for years.
Move and hold. Go.
Halley from dummy half. Bradford running it at the moment.
You find out how good Huddersfield are here, Eddie. What sort of response have they got here now? 16, 18 points put against them quickly. Here's Griffin to put some sort of shot on Platt. But have the rest of the side got the ability here now to lift and go past how Bradford are playing?
Langley for the Bradford Bulls. Psychologically, it's not going to be easy for the Giants as well, because quite a few of the players, remember, it's been such a long time since Huddersfield have gone to Wembley. It'll be playing on their minds, but they've got to get down to good, hard, solid work, which they showed in the opening 5 or 6 minutes. That's a great kick.
It was a great kick by Sykes, and that's a great chase, an even better chase by Nero. They are up for this challenge, Bradford.
I said before about Paul Sykes being a member of the England World Cup squad last year. I think he played wing, at centre and fullback all in one game. He's doing quite well here at Stanhope, isn't he? Hands on the ball a bit more, showing a nice array of kicks.
I think he played wing, stand-off and full-back in 40 minutes, didn't he, in the World Cup, I'm afraid. And wasn't the greatest night for Paul Sykes. He was really, really under the cosh that night. He's come back well this year, to be fair to him.
He certainly has, and full credit to him as well, because he wasn't quiet about it. He said, what do you expect? I do 3 positions in 40 minutes, and you blame me. You weren't on your own there, Paul Sykes. You had a few that didn't come up to scratch.
This is Lynch. He's a man who must be knocking on the door for England as well, and he finds Deacon, and Deacon keeps it alive to Sykes. Sykes then finds Menzies. Menzies dropped the pass down, and Nero's over for his second. 4 tries Huddersfield last conceded in May. 4 tries they'd conceded in the first half here in August. And Nero, his 8th try of the campaign.
Well, this is amazing, Eddie. If you've just popped down from Mars or Pluto or whatever it is, and you heard us all talking about that this Huddersfield side have got the best defensive record, blah, 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 you'd think we'd all gone absolutely cracking. Because this is shocking defence. Some are walking back, some are trotting. What's happening? Hello, he's passed the ball. Should I be in a straight line? No, I don't think I should be here. Anyone sweeping? The answer is no. Isn't it amazing? Take nothing away from this. Offload from Lynch was superb. Hesitation? I think that's the word. Anybody at home?
Great try from Chris Nero. It was Salford at the Gal Farm Stadium when Huddersfield last conceded 4 tries on the 17th of May. Deacon has added the extras here. They lead by 24 points to 6. 17th of May to the 16th of August. And they haven't conceded 4 tries in that period until tonight. Now, people are going to say I'm churlish here. And you've already mentioned the fact that St Helens and Warrington and now Huddersfield, 3 clubs in the Challenge Cup semi-finals, have come back into Super League and they've looked a little bit out of kilter. They will say, well, Wigan cope with it all right. I understand that. But the placing and the timing of the Challenge Cup semi-final
And hold.
could
Wait,
have,
wait.
in the years to
Well
come,
done,
Steve-O,
well
a
done.
massive impact on the top 8 finishes in the Super League.
Spot on. It's not a level playing field.
Do you know what, though, Eddie? I don't really buy into that, because I don't think that players preserve themselves. It's about consistency. After every game that you play, you put your body on the line for 80 minutes, and you've got to back it up. And that's why the best players, as Huddersfield, give another penalty away. This is a sign that you can see that the team's frustrated now. They're normally very dominant in the collision, and you can see the grapple tackle there, and that's what the penalty's for.
Well, Nathan Brown is not happy.
If you feel
He was
contact,
smiling,
just
of
come
course,
off,
after
okay?
2 minutes when
Wait.
Huddersfield went
Go.
into that early lead. But the point I'm making, Terry, about the positioning of the Challenge Cup, these players are human, and they know they've got a big occasion coming up, one of only 2 in the season.
Second.
And, you know, there's the first try, that's the smile, and you've just seen the look then, a moment ago, because his team are 24 points to 6 down.
Third.
And his players are bound...
Move.
Terry,
Over
there he is
10.
again. His players are
Wait.
bound to be thinking, well, I don't want to get injured because in a fortnight we've got a big occasion. OK, Old Trafford's on the horizon and Huddersfield has settled in the playoffs.
4.
They're going to make it come what may.
But do you know what? Huddersfield have got a big squad, and there's players that have not made it tonight. That if players on the pitch don't perform, they won't get picked in a couple of weeks. It's as simple as that, Eddie.
A little bit late now at 24-6 down, but they've got to show. Probably the biggest disappointment is that all these Huddersfield fans, they were coming here wanting to watch a pretty good game.
Oh, there's another one on the go here, maybe. No, the ball has been knocked over the dead ball line. Goal line drop out.
Just gets his fingertips to this, I think. Look at that. Anybody called for that? I doubt it.
We've seen it.
3 going for the same ball.
Do you not think it's exciting, Eddie,
Say it
that
again, Clint.
Hull Kingston Rovers can beat St Helens? A
Absolutely.
side at the bottom of the competition, Bradford, can
Let's
come
go.
and beat
Absolutely.
Huddersfield.
Yes.
I think it adds to the excitement of the competition.
But I would sooner see them, Phil, doing it, as Steve-O's just said, on a level playing field, without fatigue and without all the emotion that's been drained out of them over the past 5, 6, 7 days. I know exactly what you're saying, and it is exciting and fantastic. Well done, Hull KR. Well done, the Bradford Bulls,
2.
so far.
Move.
Pretty important for this
Well
guy
done,
as well.
Wigan.
Eddie, pretty important for the guy that's just run from dummy half, Wayne Godwin. You've mentioned the fact that he'll be fighting and scrapping for that hook and roll, but he really has to show up and show that Steve McNamara is capable of doing it at the highest level. That's good defence for a change.
Menzies will get to his feet and play the ball to Nero. That went over the shoulder of Halley. Godwin tied it up. Here is Scruton. Of course, there's 1 or 2 of these Bradford players also who are sort of playing for reputation as well, aren't there, tonight? Because it's been their worst season in the 14 years of Super League.
Well, they're a better side than what they've shown, and Eddie, this is probably a closer reflection. Bradford possibly are a better team than Huddersfield, just haven't done it this year.
First.
7 minutes to half-time. Bradford ahead, 24 points to 6, and looking for more with Deacon. Oh, that could have been an offside decision against Huddersfield. Who's got the ball? It's certainly a knock-on against Huddersfield, isn't it?
Time.
I think the referee will ask Richard Silverwood here to have a look and give him a little bit of guidance in his ear, maybe. Talk to the touch judge first. Bradford's head and feet, he says.
Well, they must have deemed that there's a fingertip here.
I think
Knock on given.
Well, it comes off the side of Robinson, who has got blood pouring from his left eyebrow. That's not mascara, I can assure you.
Heads in, guys. Come on.
Yeah, he's deemed that the Huddersfield player,
So.
matter where they're
Here we
going
go.
down, and couldn't get to it in time.
Ouch.
Look at the eye on Robinson.
Time off.
referee's just spotted it.
First. Okay, we're going to have to go with that. It's right all over you.
Lee's fan club, of course. He's been busy this week on the internet, booking hotels, tickets, rail first, train first, coaches. He talked to us on Boots and all about it on Wednesday night. And the fan club are all in Australia, and Luke's been doing the travel agent bit.
He's gone, mate.
All the trip to London in a fortnight's time.
Need a sub. Good, good.
And now he needs a bit of attention to the eye, so he's being...
Good bin.
I thought he might be getting
Take him
taken
off.
off the field. They can get on with the match, can't they? I mean, he's not being replaced. And that's Huddersfield's decision. He's being patched up. The referee should just
Get him off.
get this game back in motion.
Well, it looked a pretty wide split, so that'll need stitches at half-time.
This is Burgess.
2.
And Luke Robinson hasn't left the field. He's just come back with a bandaged head. Burgess plays it here to Godwin. Godwin then to Sykes. That's Platt running onto the ball strongly, and Fatawira was there to repel the attack with help from Kevin Brown.
Giants are desperate now. They cannot concede another try before half-time.
Platt to Sykes, to Langley.
Now the inside pass that Bradford's been utilising. Watch it swing out to the left. Who's going to come back on the inside? Dave Halley?
Deacon stabs the ball through with his foot. Does he play on, he says. Try for Bradford if this is given. Was it a knock-on? Did Deacon get to the ball before it hit the deck with his foot? It's something for Richard Silver with the video referee to check on. Phil Bentham immediately shouted play on, so Deacon did, and maybe Huddersfield didn't.
Well, went for the little dink, didn't he?
He certainly meant this.
Looked as though he was looking for someone coming back on that inside. He's got the kick through it.
Is it?
Not the best.
It's hit the floor first, so it's a knock-on.
Yeah, he completely mistimed it.
Last tackle. Yeah.
If you do it simultaneously, it's classified as a drop kick, but this will be knock-on. It's certainly split second. No try, they got it right.
That would have been Paul Deacon's 80th career try. Yes, he definitely got a foot to it, but it hit the ground first.
Wait, lads, wait.
It's only a matter of seconds, split seconds as far as he's concerned. He won't admit that it was a mistake.
Well, if he looks at the DVD tonight, Steve, or he looks at the Sky Plus box, I'm sure he'll agree with us.
Well, I'm glad that some of the officials actually noticed the knock-on.
Move! Go, Steve. Go.
Sculthorpe was the man who played the ball. Burgess with a flying challenge. And David Fayumu, who's been operating at loose forward for Nathan Brown so far this season, but the coach said when he gets on tonight, and there he is, he'll be operating at dummy half, which is his normal role, the role that he has become famous for. That's not the best pass. David Hodgson manages to retain possession for his side, but it's the last tackle. Fatawira is down and injured. Kevin Brown with the kick, but the chase is laboured, and Halley finds Tajulala. There's some strength, you know, in this Bradford side, isn't there? There's some pace. They can do damage here.
And they're big units, as you can see. And I must say that there's going to be a problem for Fatawira. He looks to be in a lot of pain.
Your use of the word unit then was perfectly acceptable, because you were talking about Bradford being a big unit. A unit that's in tandem with each other. Well said, Steve-O. Halley to Morrison.
Sometimes you amaze me.
Morrison gets the ball away to Nero. Penalty. Interference. Huddersfield in disarray. It's a different side than we saw 7 days ago.
There's no coordination, there's no talking to each other. It happened in the first 7-8 minutes for Bradford, to be fair. They looked so disjointed. And then he just turned around. Platt scored the try, and it's been one-way traffic.
I tell you why that is, Steve. They're doing far too much defence. They've made 44 tackles more than their opposition, and they're not controlling the speed at which Bradford are playing the ball.
Great ball wide. Oh, through the legs of Sharif. It was actually dipping, to be fair. Not much that Ricky Sharif could do about that. It's his first season at Bradford, Ricky Sharif. He hasn't missed a game yet.
Wasn't the best pass, you're right.
Just there, lads. That's it, Danny. You got it.
It's a huge sigh of relief for not only the Giants players, but their coach Nathan Brown, who
Dave, right over. Right over.
don't think I'd like to be a fly on the wall at half-time, because Mr. Brown, former hooker, of course, will have a few words to say.
First, move.
They've just completely lost their shape.
Two.
Be interesting to hear whatever he says at half-time, Nathan Brown, wouldn't it? And it would be interesting to get his view on what he puts this first half performance down to. Fayumu.
The next score in this game, Eddie, is crucial. Absolutely crucial to either side. It wins it for Bradford, it kickstarts Huddersfield potentially and keeps them alive.
5. Move. And wait.
Fayumu again, dummy half. Back it comes to Robinson. And the kick isn't bad, it finds the ground, but Tajulala is able to pick it up, and the chase doesn't really convince you that Huddersfield are in the mood for this game.
Go. Good.
The coach wanted them to be. So it's all right, very well and good winning a semi-final, but we've got to keep on and keep the form going.
Go.
He's got Old Trafford in mind as well as Wembley. Don't worry about that.
Move. Hold. Wait. Go.
Scruton for Bradford. Step through one challenge. Kermond got to him and brought him down.
Go.
Deacon.
Well done,
Here is Sykes. No one coming to meet Sykes. Lolisi got the tackle in though on Dave Halley.
And he took a gamble because he was all on his own. It's just gone to pieces as they one line of defence.
Deacon with the chip over the top. He ran straight into the back of Danny Kermond, and Brett Hodgson will bring it back for Huddersfield.
Hodgson, beautiful position.
Wait. Go.
Controlling things, the combination of Sykes and Deacon certainly working well as far as Bradford's concerned.
Go.
Kermond. That's better, great run. This could be a crucial moment in the match for Huddersfield.
Go.
Cudjoe to Robinson, need to go wide and quickly. Fulton, great tackle. Great defence from Chris Nero.
Certainly was, they had the overlap, and I tell you what, he's hurt Fulton.
He's knocked on.
Not having the best game. Liam Fulton. Oh, there may have been a bit of a fingertip in there, but it's, I suppose in many ways, as far as the official, Phil Bentham, is concerned, it's up to the man who has the football. Sometimes pictures say a lot more than words.
He must.
I think he's storing them up for the fight.
His heart must sink whenever he knows we picked one of their games, Steve-O, because more often than not they let themselves down in front of our cameras, Huddersfield.